hey, what would you do? Like if you have, we have this client, they're pre-approved already with their bank, et cetera. But what would you do if there's a house that's been sitting on the market? I think there's an opportunity. It's listed at 2 million. That's all they'll accept because they've lowered it once already. But they really just want to offer like 1.9 million, right? They want to offer 1.9 million. And he's like, what would you do? This is a realtor asking me that. And he's like, I think there's a deal here, right? And I said, well, hey, let's take a look at the numbers. I'll make you a presentation for you that you can pass on to your client, right? That shows you what is the actual opportunity. And then this is what it looks like. I go ahead and I'm making the video for the realtor, but it's obviously directed towards the buyer so that when the buyer gets it, it's all about them, even though I've never talked to them before. So in this scenario, this is what the seller wants. The seller wants a $2 million offer. Okay. The buyer wants to put down 500 grand. I showed them that on a jumbo 30-year fixed at 6.25 with no points, their payment's 92.35. Their total cash out of pocket is about 514,000, right? That's what the seller wants. That's not what the buyer wants to pay, right? The buyer keeps saying, I want to pay 1.9 max. So I showed them, okay, so if you get a $1.9 million, your offer accepted, right? Then you are looking at like a payment of 87.73, 461 bucks less a month, and your cash out of pocket's 489,000, right? But the seller, we already know, isn't going to accept that. But this is what you want as the buyer. And then I showed them a strategy. And I said, here's a strategy that can accomplish both, where you're meeting in the middle, where you're going to make a $1.95 million purchase offer price, which is really close. Noah thinks that you can get into contract if we go 195, and we ask for a 2% credit. We're going to use that 2% credit to buy the interest rate down to 5.5% and pay most of your closing costs. Your payment is going to be less than if you bought it at 1.9 million at 8303, and your cash to close is going to be less than if you bought it at 1.9 million at 487,500. Right? This got me an introduction to a new lead that was already pre-approved, underwritten with their bank, direct banker, BMO, whatever they are. I don't know what that means, by the way, BMO, I should look it up. BMO bank, approved with them. I got the introduction from a strategy, right? Like this is how you can get what you want and the seller can get closer to what they want and create a win-win. So those are two different ways, you guys, that I'm giving people scripts, the realtors, to generate refis or future listings for themselves with their database. And also, how do I help them get people off the fence strategically? Whether I get the loan or not, I'm a resource to the agent.